fans continue to mourn legendary rapper DMX. The Yonkers rapper, whose real name is Earl Simmons, died Friday, a week after an overdose left him in a coma. And TMZ is reporting this morning that there will be both a private and public memorial. In the meantime, the memorial continues to grow outside the hospital where he spent the last week of his life. DMX was just 50 years old, and there was a memorial that was held here in Philadelphia as well at the Belmont Plateau. You know, so many people coming out. Joining us now to talk more about his legacy in music are Power 99's Cappuchino and DJ Cosmic Kev. Great to have you both joining us. Really do appreciate it. Good morning to you. I want to get a sense of the loss here, what it means to you on a personal level. DJ Cosmic Kev.
Okay, so I'm going to be so personal with this. I can only compare this to so in the rock community, when people lost Jim Morrison, it was just like a shock. So we will never ever experience anybody like DMX. Like, you know how you have some people that compare, oh, this guy reminds me of Michael Jackson, or this person reminds me of this person. Great loss to the hip hop community. One of the most realest people I've ever met. It's a tragedy. Sad. Very tragic. Very tragic.
DJ Cosmic Kev, so many people, I think, from listening to his music, they feel like they know him, and that's why it also affected so many. But as someone who's met him several times, what can you tell us about him as someone who's actually encountered him?
The guy, DMX, if he liked you, if he was cool with you, you would know it. There was no filter with him. If he didn't like you, he didn't mess with you. It just, you know, you couldn't. I would put it in terms that you couldn't try to swindle him into getting him to really engage with you. He has to feel it. It has to be natural. But I'm telling you, he was not the flashy type of dude. And if you look back at any early DMX videos or anything like that, you've never seen DMX with a whole bunch of chains on or big cars, or he was not a flamboyant person. I can also recite a time when I was in Philadelphia and DMX popped up in a house party. I couldn't believe it. I've never seen DMX with a lot of security. Nah, he was a real honest person. Like, it was, you know, he'll pop up anywhere. He'll be on the stage for 50,000 and he'll be in a party with like 20 people. He didn't care. Like, he liked to touch the people.
And to echo those words, one of the headlines that I saw, Cappuchino, was, you know, the headline, DMX was talented and imperfect. He was one of us.
I think that's why people can relate to him and why they feel so much pain for him, because he was very transparent, you know, a very humble guy. And, you know, I saw somewhere with Swiss Beats saying how he would accept the awards and didn't understand why he got them. He didn't feel like he deserved them. And I think a lot of people felt that. A lot of people felt his pain and understood that. And he was a cultural icon. Like Cosmic Kev said, no one can compare to DMX. He gave you his all. He gave you his true self.
And it was interesting because we've seen so many people, Cappuchino, sharing videos from the past couple of years of him dancing in different places, and also a different side, too, talking about religion and his relationship with God, and how he also rapped about that in his songs.
Yes. I mean, one thing you can say about DMX, not only was he a rapper, but to me, he was a poet. You know, he understood his relationship with God. You know, he found his truth and his light some time ago, and he had no problem sharing that with the world. Like, when we saw Versus with him and Snoop Dogg, it was so good to see those two sit down. But, of course, he opened up the whole thing with a prayer, and that's what a lot of people know him as, you know, delivering a great and good word.
And from the poetry to the strength in his voice, DJ Cosmic Kev, I mean, DMX really gave a stronger voice to black men.
Yes, he did. And DMX touched a lot of people, not just black men. He touched all races, all genres. You could relate to him because you felt like he was right there with you. Like, he touched on things that a lot of people wouldn't touch on. Like, they just wouldn't. So he, like I said to you guys earlier, and I've been saying all weekend, like, you know, shout out to Power 99. We've been playing every song under the sun from DMX, and, you know, like I said, his poetry, man, like, we didn't lose a rapper. We lost an actor. We lost an entertainer. We lost a father. We lost a lot of things.
And you mentioned touching others. I think it was the fact, too, that he was so open about his pain and what he went through and some of the struggles that he dealt with as a kid.
Yeah.
He was very open about that.
Yeah, he's very open about it. he didn't sugarcoat anything, and that's why people felt like they could relate to him, because he wasn't trying to be something he wasn't. He wasn't trying to do that. Whatever he went through, he made you feel it through his music, through his acting, how he spoke. You know what I mean? He did a lot of things that people don't even know about. So, you know, for me, that guy, we lost a great one. We'll never see nothing like that again. We just won't. It's like a payphone. You'll never see a payphone again. Well, you'll see a payphone here and there, but people don't use them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll just never get that, you know, that same type of feeling.
He certainly had many layers. Our final thoughts here, Cappuchino, his lasting legacy, what do you think it will be?
Oh my gosh, just being, like I say, an open guy and a very humble guy who had no problem explaining his pain. I think he explained his pain to everyone so they can find ways to get through theirs.
Yeah. Yeah. And DJ Cosmic Kev, any final thoughts?
I would really advise anyone, including the younger generation, really go stream his music, listen to his music if you are not up on DMX, as you should. Everybody should, but it's a message that you could really learn from that man. And like I said, we lost a great one, and just do yourself a favor and do that.
And the music continues. DJ Cosmic Kev, Cappuchino.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Thank you. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having us. Yep.